Water signs, welcome to your 2026 overview. I'm going to be looking at 3 areas of your life for the year ahead. Firstly, we'll do career and finance. Secondly, we'll look at romance and relationships of all kinds. And thirdly, we will look at your spiritual journey or just a cosmic pep talk that the universe wants to give you about your life in general. So let's start with your career and finances. You are going to be busy this year. There is a lot that's going to be happening. Adaptability. Look at this dude. Got his hands full, let's say. So there is a lot going on, and emotionally, you might feel pulled in a lot of different directions. Here are the different directions that you might feel pulled in. There are a lot of options going to present themselves to you. And it's options for financial security, for stability, for more money. And there seems to be this, a lot of different things going on, maybe multitasking in a bunch of different jobs that you've got, or projects that you've got on the go. But there are a lot of options, and you might have to use your discernment here to sift out the ones that are really valuable and the other ones that might just be wasting your time a bit. Because here you are having to, again, juggle, but also weigh things up and seeing what the juggling is amazing energy there. But yeah, just really weighing things up and coming to a balance about what do you value the most, and making decisions about money and about stability. So you might just feel a little bit bamboozled, or not really sure of the way to go, like what will bring me the most happiness with my career and my money and my stability. But it's great to have options, right? And look at this. This is where you're heading, to really big money and great stability. It may not all come out this year, but there is a lot of resources here coming in for you in the future, and this is setting yourself up for life. So it feels like, I don't know, making investment decisions, or taking that one job that is offered to you, and or maybe you've got a few to choose from, and really deciding which one of these things that is coming in that all look good is going to lead me to where I really want to be. What gives me the most sense of stability, agency? Because it might not be home ownership, it might be freelancing and traveling, being a digital nomad. That might bring you the most enriching sense of security. So you've really got to know yourself and what will make you feel this abundant. And it's about really getting acquainted with your hopes and your wishes, because there is a bright star shining on your future and leading you to this path of ultimate security. It's all going to start in 2026. So yeah, there are some decisions to make. There'll be some weighing up to do. Now, energy to lean away from. Well, this is carousing drunkenly with your friends, maybe frittering away your money on frivolous, delightful items. So it's sort of, don't squander the resources at hand. It seems to be the vibe here. So maybe there is some money coming in. Maybe this is you receiving some money and deciding what to do with it, or getting a new job. But then don't just go out every night celebrating your new job. There needs to be some focus here. Also, there is something to let go of here. Now, this could be an old way of behaving. Exhibit A. Getting serious. It could be, changing your modus operandi, if you like. But there is the ending of past things that used to make you happy and going on this bold exploration into new territory. And that might be a bit scary, but there is real stability ahead for you. So it is about choosing wisely. Let's see what else the universe has to say about this. Well, look at this. You had this card, the 10 of Pentacles, which is the most that you can get. This is your path. And look what else we got. Abundance. Abundance. You really are on the path to financial stability, security, and possibly more money than you have seen in the past. And there is some healing that you need to do here. This feels like self-healing, or maybe there is quite a tangle to sort out here that's going to give you a headache. But it really does feel like healing from past negative behaviors or negative strategies, maybe self-belief or lack of self-belief that has had you self-sabotaging and letting money slip through your fingers. Getting hungover and not taking your work seriously could be part of it. I mean, these two cards, the carousing and the headache, sort of do go together when you look at it. It feels like it's time to take yourself more seriously. You are stepping up this year financially and in your career. So it is about releasing any negative kind of habits or patterns that maybe keep you on the frivolous side of life and squandering opportunities. Just, it's time to heal that, is what it feels like. Because look at this, it is the time to release negativity. So anywhere where you're holding negative beliefs about your ability to get on in the world, that is where you're being asked to release these bad behaviors. Well, not bad behaviors, maybe it's been a bit fun, but it's sort of time to get real because there is so much abundance here. But not only that, look at this, so abundance, but also balance. So that is not squandering the opportunity, that is making the most of it, that is bringing yourself into balance. So you can make very wise decisions. Look at the balancing there of the two options and the weighing up of things. That is exactly echoing this card here. So is it, do I have fun and go partying and spend my money, or do I sober up, financially speaking, pay attention to, you know, the boring stuff as well as the fun stuff? Bring them into balance. That is a big message for you. You do have this card called the Witch. That says that you've got like the magic ability to make this manifest this money, to really make the most of this new career. You are powerful and magical, and people may wonder if you are casting magic spells around the place. They might even think you're lucky, but actually this is somehow just part of you. Now I'm going to check into this card here about your career. Bedroom, it is about rest and it's about relaxation. Oh no, I don't need to look into it. So it is the end of stresses and strains. This is a lot of relaxation and sleeping easily at night. It's sort of the end of financial headaches or troubles. And so you will be able to relax and rejuvenate this year. So that is another meaning of these this headache card here, especially when in conjunction with the bedroom relaxation. Maybe things will get a lot saucier for you as well as your financial situation improves, as you embrace this abundance. But remember this over celebration, and maybe with gossipy people, maybe you've got people in your group that may be wanting to latch on and take you for a ride and just sort of see you as the party person that keeps everything going, and you're kind of like, okay, that's kind of not me anymore. I'm really focusing on my career. I'm letting go of negative behavior, and I'm being a lot more serious this year about pursuing my dreams because they can come true. Yep, there is money and abundance all through this spread for your 2026. What else can the universe say here? Yes, King of Wands, take control of this. Be the entrepreneur in your own life with your finances and your career. That is really going to pay off for you this year. There's something about standing alone, leading the way, following your own ideas and your mind, and being very vigorous with your energy. So go get him, you know, it's like, yes. And I love this because this is finding a person or other people who you can harmonize with. This is soulmate energy. So find your soul tribe. It could be getting into that new career that you just walk in and everybody on the team feels like a friend, or you all are working, you know, with such heart towards a single goal. It's the opposite of this fair weather friend vibe of the Three of Cups and the negative. So over partying, lack of support, scandal even is a negative of that. But when you get Two of Cups, where both parties are in sync, that is, or, you know, in your workplace or in terms of your finances, getting in sync with your own self, knowing your own mind, knowing what your dreams are, and getting into harmony within yourself emotionally, that's going to really pay off for you. But yeah, there might be a winnowing down of people around you, and you're sort of sifting out not the bad elements, but maybe the users, the hangers-on, and you're really just getting the people who are soul tribe with you on this path of prosperity and abundance. Now, it might be a bit of work. There might be a lot to do. Remember, we had adaptability at the very beginning. This is very busy energy. This is Gemini energy. That's having a lot of plates in the air at once that you're trying to stop from smashing to the ground. So you might feel like a bit like you've got a lot of different things to do. But it's going to be worth it with the 10 of Wands, because this is the end. This is the end of carrying the burdens alone. In fact, you might even find a business partner or some other romantic partner that really helps lighten your load in terms of your finances and your career. There might be some mentor even that you can buddy up with. If it's not a business partner, just someone you're really in sync with who can help you. So your burdens are not solo for much longer, but there might be a lot of loose ends to tidy up, or a lot of things to do to get this new career off the ground, or to really know what to do with the money. There might be a lot of research. It comes back to the 7 of Cups, where there's a lot going on and you've got to use your discernment, and you might find that a tiny bit challenging, but it is worth doing. The whole thing feels about it's time to get serious, because there is serious money coming in, and it's time to pay attention, do the work, and it might be a bit boring, but you might even be pulled in a lot of different directions. So get rid of the partying, focus on the work, and that is going to be your key to success this year. As I say, your dreams can come true, and they are going to lead to abundance. What more could you ask for from a career and money reading for 2026? All right, water signs, let's take a look at relationships of all kinds and romance specifically, if you're interested in that, for 2026. This is a year of fresh starts for you, a complete blank slate, a new beginning that is going to change everything, and look at where it is leading you to. Emotional fulfillment. The 10, that's the most of cups, which is love. Now, this could just be your emotional journey about yourself for the year ahead. But if it is a relationship, there is that you're already in, or one that's coming in, it is just going to be the opportunity to really head to the kind of emotional fulfillment that you've been wishing for. Now, will it be easy? It may not be. It doesn't mean it's going to be hard, but you might have to exhibit a bit more patience, strength, and self-control than you're used to. And one of the things that might be going on here is this internal conflict about wanting to go for it really quickly, and really kind of suspecting that you should play a bit of a slower game here and a longer game. There's also the element here of mixed emotions. Now, that could be self-sabotaging behavior that has you wanting closeness and fearing closeness at the same time. So there might be something to overcome within yourself this year, because this is the card here, the 8 of Swords, of fears that keep yourself trapped, blindfolded, unable to see the ways in which you're self-sabotaging. But the good news about this card is it is actually pretty easy to get out of this rope. The rope's really loose, the blindfold's easy to take off. It is a matter of being willing to do the work and see things in a more positive light. And that might be the work that you are being asked to do in the relationship realm this year. So it is time to be adaptable. This was in your career reading as well. So maybe you're juggling career and relationships. Maybe it all happens at once, and there's just going to be a lot going on. But also the moon there is about emotions. So maybe it's time to try new ways of relating emotionally. And third house is Gemini, it's all about communication. So maybe putting a bit more emotion into your communication, being a bit more forthcoming about your true desires, your true emotional needs, what you need to feel safe, and investigating that from a partner. These kinds of discussions can really lead you in the right direction. But yeah, it might be trying new emotional approaches, maybe a little bit outside your comfort zone, but hey, try it, see what happens. Try another way, see what happens. It's a bit experimental, adaptable. Now, the energy to lean away from is moving too suddenly to chuck things away. with the Tower. So don't move into chaos and sudden upheaval and it's over. Knee-jerk reactions is kind of what it feels like. Don't make any sudden moves. So if you are triggered, take a breath. Don't just go, it's over, it's done, get out of here. Energy to lean towards is discernment when it comes to your emotional inner life and your emotional choices. There may be several people to choose between, or maybe you're trying to figure out the path that is going to make you happiest, and there are some sort of different options for you and your partner into picking a way forward. So this is the card of discernment, about seeing what is truly valuable and moving towards that. Because all of these cups, 7 of them, might look the same on the outside, but they each contain something different. It's like a mystery. And it's worth paying a bit of attention to dig a bit deeper, go beyond the surface appearance of someone as well. Someone may present fantastically to you and it's like a dream come true, but there's a snake inside. Is that what you want? No, you'd never choose the snake. Someone might be boring, but on first glance, but you look inside and there is something beautiful and deep and soulful and a beautiful heart in there that is actually what you do really want. So this is the card of discernment. And remember, this is your fresh start and there is all this joy and domestic satisfaction, ultimate happiness ahead for you. So you would be wise not to be run by your internal fears that have you acting in ways that aren't really true anymore. Let's see what else the universe can say here. Well, remember the 8 of Swords? Yes, you are being urged to get out of your head. Don't run around like a headless chook. When you are triggered, don't run a program in your subconscious that is keeping you trapped through fear. It is really time to let go of that, and the good news is this is the year when you do it. It's over and done, it's finished. So this is exciting news. You can step towards the glorious rainbow, and it feels like it will actually be easier than the cards are kind of making out here. This feels like you've done a lot of this work already, and now's the time you get to put it into practice and actually live it. And so I'm not feeling that there is anything like super negative here. We did have a dark night of the soul card come out. But to me, again, this is the end of this. You are coming out of a period where things have been tough because this is your fresh start, 2026, leading to the rainbow. So, you have so much to be positive about. So here's a bit of advice for you, which is don't let your pride get in the way. Now, you may have to eat humble pie in some regard with your relationships, or maybe there is, you've been on your high horse about something and maybe you weren't right. Maybe someone was right about something in your partnership, and, it's time to acknowledge that. There is a lot of communication here because we've got another card out with Saturn saying, tough conversations are going to pay dividends. Talking about the deep stuff, maybe even the boring stuff. That Saturn, which is the headmaster, in the 3rd house of talking, conversation. Keyword there is concentration, so you get the idea of how serious that is. That is going to really help this year. So that is one way to interpret these cards. The other is, with Leo, it's about your ego protecting you through self-defeating behaviors. And that's where you feel the inner conflict. I really want love, but I'm scared of it. Or I want that, but I don't want to compromise this. And you're constantly at war with yourself. Maybe you're at war or arguing with someone else. And this is energy that is getting in your way. So it could be your ego driving this in terms of wanting to win an argument or win something. It could be your ego defenses where you want one thing, but then there's a self-sabotage mechanism that comes in to protect you. So take it as it resonates for you. But this year, you definitely have the strength to get through this by taking it seriously and by doing the work here. Because it feels as though you are learning, whether you're masculine or feminine, to receive love, to believe you deserve it, and to open your arms, open your heart, and receive it genuinely, without feeling like you need to redress things or be the aggressor or be the person who works really hard for love. That might be the old you, that might be the old pattern, but now it is time to just relax. Trust in your ability to be loved and your worthiness for love, and just receive it. It wants to come to you. So just magnetize it towards you with your positive thoughts and with some openness. Remember, it's getting out of the overthinking here that is going to really help you. No more sort of internal chaos, and no more keeping yourself trapped for no reason. Because look what is coming in. We've got at least one other person into an intimate relationship, or this could be your friend group. You are aligning with people who are heading in the same direction as you. They want the same things as you. You are in sync. You're all working, as one. Your oar strokes in the water are just happening in synchronicity, and it's very, I shouldn't be moving this, sorry, you're probably trying to read the words. So it is very smooth, and it's just a good feeling of camaraderie and togetherness, partnership, co-creating a future. So there is the end this year, if you want it, if you work towards it, of the old habits and patterns that have kept genuine love and ultimate domestic happiness from you. Yes, disappointments are going to be a thing of the past with the Five of Cups, but it's important not to dwell on the spilt milk. It's important to use your mind power, to focus on the optimistic side of things, of what is yet to come into your life, because there are 2 cups upright that you're not seeing that are filled with soulmate energy. But look what else we got. Water signs. This is you, the queen of water signs, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and that is the ultimate ability to receive love. That is just reinforcing this card here so accurately. Divine feminine energy, but not only the Queen of Cups, receiving love, but also the Empress, which is nothing but abundance, and sitting back to magnetize. You'll see the key word on this card here too is magnetizing things in. So you are really going to be drawing in effortlessly this love opportunity and this abundant, easy relationship vibes. You will be sought after. You will be the king or the queen and worthy of love. So the only person who doesn't believe this maybe at the moment is you, and this is what you have to work on. I feel you are really close on it. And the 2 cards that sort of set the tone were about the 3rd house, and that is Gemini. That is communicating from your emotions there with the moon, and Saturn talking about serious, not frivolous stuff, but talking about the big topics. So look, I hope that helps you, my darlings, with your love life. There is the rainbow ahead for you, the ultimate achievement in happiness, if you'll choose to walk towards it. Water signs, let's see what the universe has to say about your spiritual journey in 2026, or just a cosmic pep talk about your life in general. In your spiritual journey, it looks as though you are going to come into balance in 2026 with the Justice card. Now, that may not necessarily be easy because, the scales, before they come into balance, they sort of swing a bit. So there might be a little bit of uncertainty around you this year, but this is all about finishing up a cycle and starting something that is going to be much more balanced for you. So whatever you can do to end what needs to end in your life or within your internal beliefs, that's going to be not only possible this year, but advisable this year. And it might all be to do with your discernment. There is a lot of joy and satisfaction ahead for you. This is actually the happiest card in the whole tarot deck, the Sun. And it is this, whoa! So it does feel like there is, in your soul's journey this year, a lot of joy and a lot of reason to celebrate. And that might be after a period of heartbreak. So this does feel very healing for you, and very restorative and regenerative. Now you may have to keep some boundaries up here. This is kind of interesting. You might have to have a bit of high energy towards your goals, but also defend against people who might be working against you, either openly or subtly. Because look at this, we've got the Mars showing up in the 6th Virgo house card here, criticism. So you might be following your own path here, and you might find people weighing in with a bit of negative criticism or sly kind of subtle digs. But you know, the 6th house, it is a Virgo house, and Virgo is very self-critical too. 6th house, so you may be your own worst critic. That is something to bear in mind this year. That is something to work on leaving behind. But this could be your routines, your self-care, your exercise. You might put a lot more energy into that this year, because Mars is energy, for better or worse. So kind of attack energy or vigor energy. And we've already had this. It is again defending, but it is also vigorously going after your aims and ambitions, your spiritual growth. So this is a really interesting vibe here. There may be things that aren't quite what they seem to be at first glance on your journey this year. So that might be what you need to keep your wits about you against. You might need to dig deeper and really get to the truth of the matter, not just take things on face value as you go about embracing this new journey this year. The ending of one cycle obviously also means the beginning of a new cycle. And here you are, being a pioneer, going into new territory, and maybe feeling like you don't know where you're going in life or spiritually, or maybe it's a brave new world and you're like, not sure. Interesting that the energy to lean away from is experts weighing in to give you guidance, or maybe these are the ones criticizing you about what your choices are. There might be something where an advisor isn't quite not above board, maybe they're above board, but they've got other things going on. They might be distracted and not giving you their best advice. They might have ulterior motives that you're not aware of. And I'm getting the sense, well, this is also paperwork and contracts. And I know it's not very spiritual, sorry, but this is the Pope. And the Pope expects you to follow the religious laws that the Pope lays down, supposedly from God. So, someone's busy telling you that this is how things ought to be in religion, in your life, in your spiritual journey, but there's something else going on here. So lean away from blindly following people who seem to know what they're doing and seem to be prepared to lead you to, show you the way. There's a reason to be skeptical this year. And you are, this is sort of the card here of backing your own instincts and going your own way, doing your own thing. So you might actually be separating yourself from the negativity of people who are trying to weigh in and control you or steer you in a direction you don't want to go. And you're like, I'm heading up to Oregon. Sorry, I'm going camping into new territory. And there you are, having to defend your direction, your motives, and your actions, especially as part of your daily routine, which is the 6th house as well. Day job, paperwork, dotting your I's and crossing your T's. It seems like there are contracts that you really need to pay attention to, which is really strange in terms of your overall spiritual guidance here. But you are really being urged to lean into the moon. Now that is things that are murky and hidden. It is your intuition, but it's things that aren't as they first appear. So things are worth taking a closer look at. And if you have fears about not being worthy, say as worthy as this authority figure, it's worth looking at those, bringing them into the light and addressing them and going, why am I so inclined to follow the authority figures that, want to constrain me or have got their own motivations for doing what they're doing? Instead, bring your fears into the light and bring your intuition into the light. Really pay attention to that. If you get a bad feeling about something, even though all the paperwork lines up, trust it. Trust that intuition. So lean towards your intuition and lean towards really investigating your fears. Don't just try and sweep them under the rug. Bring them to the forefront where you can look at them and shine a big light on them. I just want another card to clarify your best direction here, or energy to lean towards. Discernment. Remember this card? So this is all about looking beyond the superficial and discerning the true value of different options. It really feels like this is a message that pervades your year. Because there are so many good things happening for you, there might be a lot of people coming in to feed off that. It can be spiritually, it can just be your joy. People coming in to siphon it off, to criticize. Maybe they don't like you seeing so happy and fulfilled and just want to share a bit of misery with you. It could be the people around you that you have to, they might be trying to subtly undermine you, and you really want to bring that out and take action. Not underground action, but direct action against that. You want clarity, understanding. You want to get secrets revealed, so digging deep. And also releasing your fears. That's when the negative moon card is in the positive, is in the reverse. So that's energy to lean towards. Really getting to the bottom of secrets. And this can be you, self-sabotage, your own defense mechanisms. It really is time to strike out in a new direction. And start this new cycle. It is here for you, and it is going to bring balance into your life. So let's see what else the universe can say about this now. Yes, this might be an internal thing where you are really addressing your inner critic, the thing that's sort of running your subconscious programming. Because look, a personal issue reaches resolution. And so there is this real sense here of your fresh start. The old you is gone, and this year, 2026, is the year that you start a whole new cycle with fresh thinking, fresh attitudes, and a way more balanced perspective. And you just feel so protected here with this angelic assistance card. But this could also be you, just feeling like, yes, la, you are surrounded by light. You're lit up from the inside. You know where you want to go. And it is pioneering your way into this new path towards absolute joy. And joy and abundance and fulfillment. It is within you, and it's here for you. So there might be something to let go of here in terms of something that disappointed you in the past. Maybe it was your own negative behavior that you're really regretting wasting time on, and what might have been might be preying on your mind a bit. Like, if only I'd figured out what was running my systems earlier, so I could have behaved differently for many years. So there might be some grieving here, something to let go of as the world turns. There might be people falling out of your life. There might be places that you move, you're moving, like literally with a pioneer, you might be moving away from your home life and the people you are familiar with. So one of the keys going into this year is to release any expectation of how you feel it should go. And if you can just be on a journey and accept every step on your journey without judgment, that's going to work in your favor here. So keep an open mind as best you can. You really are shining a light this year on your values, your personal values. It's all lit up by the sun here. This is actually a very abundant card as well, because the second house is your earned income, but it's also your skills and talents. It's what you believe to be important in your life to give you security and comfort. It's what you value, beautiful things, fun times with friends, whatever it is you value. That is what is coming into sharp focus this year. And that's a beautiful thing, because you're going to get more of what you focus on. And so there is endings and maybe a bit of a time of grieving, but also you are stepping out without expectations into this new world. And look at this beautiful card. It feels like ultimate, endless possibilities. This is the year where you start to open up to the miracles that can happen, that can lead you onto this new path in life, where the world is your oyster, where you've got unlimited opportunities. There's a higher perspective that comes in. This is sort of long-range thinking. It's the release of being constricted. So it is really letting go of the pain. And the big thing seems to be to not do things the old-fashioned way or the expected way or how authorities are telling you to behave. It is about using your own discernment here to find your own path. What do I value? What do I value most? Lean into that, because that is what is going to bring you the most success on your path this year. So I hope that helps you, my darlings. If you would like your own personal reading, go to my website. But meanwhile, this is Sarah wishing you much abundance, love and joy for 2026 and beyond.